like a bird claw. We're just going everywhere with this. We're just gonna keep going. That was a tangent. Hey guys, welcome back. So got another new at the drugstore video for y'all today. So this one is gonna be kind of like a hodgepodge sort of a video because I've got different things from different brands in this box in front of me, like Revlon, Covergirl, L'Oreal, NYX, Physicians Formula. So a lot of different brands in here and just tons of products to go over. So I'm gonna have to do kind of like rapid fire reviews with you guys. So just gonna run through the different things, let you know my thoughts on them so far, and just do a what's new at the drugstore video. So let's get to it. So first off, a couple new foundations that I have to chat with you guys about today. So first off, let's talk about this one. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 25. I got this in 420. I do have this on today, but then I have a little bit of the other one on as well, kind of in the middle of my face, so I'll chat about that one in a second. So let's just talk about this a little bit. So let me quickly try to talk about the claims. It says it provides medium to full buildable coverage that lasts all day and allows the skin to breathe. It has 3 oil absorbers that resist sweat, water, and transfer. It's an ultra thin liquid, goes on smoothly to give a fresh, healthy looking complexion that lasts. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so benefits up to 24-hour fresh staying power, long-lasting foundation with their most lightweight, breathable texture, waterproof, transfer-resistant, and sweat-resistant foundation, medium to full buildable coverage foundation, natural finish. Yeah, I actually would say I think it delivers on pretty much most all of those claims. I do notice with this foundation, so let's talk about packaging is nice. It is a pump sort of a packaging. Mine looks disgusting. So don't mind that. Here is the foundation. So texture-wise, it's a really nice, I love the like formula on this, how it applies. It's a thin, creamy sort of a formula, so it really goes on easily, melds into the skin. It's not like it's too thin that it kind of sits on top of the skin, but it's not too thick that it drags and also sits on top of the skin. That's a big thing with foundation. I want it to just kind of meld. I do notice that kind of what skincare I use with it does seem to affect not so much how it applies, but how my skin looks after it gets on there. I really like it most of the time, but I do find that I kind of have to use hydrating skincare with it because I noticed a couple days that I used it, my skin was, I guess, a little bit drier those days, and I could see some dryness, but then as I wore it and my natural oils kind of mixed with it, it worked really well. It's kind of like those oils made it a little bit more hydrated, and then the wear time was great on it. I haven't noticed this fading throughout the day. I do get a little bit shiny with it, but as far as like longevity goes, it really is very long wearing. So overall, I'm very much liking this foundation. I wouldn't say that it's over drying at all, but I find that I like it a little bit better if I use it with hydrating skincare ingredients or skincare products with good skincare hydrating ingredients in it. With it, I like it better. So yeah, good foundation. And this other one is the Revlon PHOTOREADY Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation. And I got this in 110 porcelain, which is a little bit light for me, but I just put it in the middle part of my face. So it says it's a skincare inspired foundation that's ultra blendable, ultra buildable, and infused with antioxidants, anti-pollution, and anti-blue light ingredients. It's without oils, parabens, phthalates, synthetic dyes, and fragrances. It goes on like a moisturizer that blends invisibly to even out skin tone. 31 skin tone matching shades. I think the other one said it had 30 shades, I think maybe. Premium pump packaging, medium buildable coverage, natural finish, keeps skin feeling moisturized all day. So yeah, it does have a pump applicator kind of a thing, and it is like a squeezy sort of a foundation. This one is a lot thicker than the L'Oreal one, and the only reason I'm kind of like talking about them in comparison is because I've been trying them out recently and I'm chatting about them side by side, but it's not like they're supposed to be comparable foundations or anything. But this is a thicker sort of a formula. It's a little bit, gosh, I was trying to think of how to describe it. Fluffier in texture, just a little bit thicker and fluffier. This one I find I do have to kind of work it into my skin a little bit more, I think because it's a slightly thicker formula, but then it does mix in pretty well. Overall, I do like this foundation. I don't super love it, but I think it looks nice on the skin once I kind of get it melded in a little bit. It does tend to sit on top a little bit, but then it does meld in kind of eventually, but I have to work at it a little bit more, and it's like it has to sit on my skin a little bit to kind of become one with my skin. Longevity, this one isn't as long wearing as the other one, and I also think that this one has a little bit more coverage than this one. This one is a little bit less buildable, and I just get oilier with this one. And I wouldn't say it like, oh, I don't know if it, I wouldn't say that it breaks down, but I do look like I'm wearing less foundation later in the day. So this definitely just does not have a longevity that this one does. I like this one for kind of like a quick, easy foundation. I like the idea of the ingredients that they're supposed to be putting in here, so I like that idea. So I would still use this foundation, but if I'm going for the best look on the skin and the best wear throughout the day, I would pick this one over this one, or, you know, some other favorite foundations of mine. And then L'Oreal has a new concealer also, so this is what it looks like. This is the Infallible Full Wear Waterproof Concealer. I got the shade 340 Fawn, and I do think this works pretty well. I might have been able to go a little bit deeper, but this does still work. So what it says about this concealer, it says full on coverage and full face wear for up to 24 hours. It is their highest full coverage formula in their widest concealer shade range. Full coverage with a flawless matte finish. You can use it to cover imperfections or to contour and highlight. So benefits, it says more than a concealer, full on coverage and full face wear. Waterproof, transfer resistant, fade resistant, cover, contour, and shape your face. Completely covers imperfections, minimizes redness and scars. So it says that you can use the extra large applicator to get maximum coverage in one stroke to cover under eye circles, acne scars, and discoloration. Waterproof, non-greasy formula, won't won't transfer, fade, or flake. Your full coverage look is locked in all day. Okay, so I have used this multiple times. I do think this concealer delivers on all of the claims that it's saying it does. That it is super full coverage, that it is a matte finish. A little goes a long way. That's another thing that it says. The applicator is huge. I do think you could use this for concealing or contouring or highlighting because of the formula of it. So this is what it looks like. So I have used this multiple times, and I think that this concealer is going to be very personal preference. I think some people are going to love this concealer because that is what they're looking for. And I think some people will really dislike this concealer because that is not what they're looking for. So I think it's going to depend on what are you looking for in a concealer. If you are looking for super full coverage, matte finish, really covers everything, a little bit goes a long way. Kind of, I have tried the Tarte Shape Tape, but I don't have the right color in that one, so I really haven't tried it enough to be able to speak to it fully and how it compares with this one, but I think it's the same sort of idea, that it's just super full coverage, a really like thick sort of concealer in that a little bit goes a long way with it. That is not my favorite kind of concealer personally. I like a more hydrating concealer that is buildable, that's more medium to buildable coverage. So this is really just personally not what I'm looking for in a concealer, but I could see some people really loving this. So I think it's just going to depend on what are you looking for. If you like a matte finish, very full coverage concealer, I do think that this one is a great option. I think it delivers on its claims. It's just personally not what I'm looking for in a concealer. And then CoverGirl recently sent me some of their new products in their Outlast Active line. So this is the Cooling Setting Mist All Day Wear. And it says locks makeup in place all day, seals your look so it won't smudge. It will make it transfer proof and humidity proof all day. Microfine mist, has a lightweight breathable feel, blah, 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 blah. So I really like their other one. I mainly use it as kind of like a mixing medium with eyeshadows and things like that, but I also would use it as a setting spray. So this is kind of the same sort of idea. It smells amazing. The main thing I like about their other one is the scent and the spray on it, and this has the same sort of situation. Same sort of really yummy cucumber scent. It's very fresh smelling. If you don't like the smell of cucumber, you would not like this, but if you like that fresh cucumber sort of a scent, I think you would really love the scent of it. The mist is very nice and fine. I don't even know if you can see that, but nice fine mist to it. didn't get all splotchy and weird on my face. I don't notice like a huge make it or break it difference with a setting mist. I just don't use them in that way very often, but as far as, you know, how I use a setting spray or a setting mist, I do really like this. I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes to chat with you guys about, so let's talk about this one first. So this is the Revlon COLORSTAY. What are these? Looks Book palette, and this is in 920 Enigma. They sent me this through Octoly for review on Instagram, but I wanted to share with you guys here as well in this video. So yeah, Enigma. I picked this one because it looked kind of mauvey purpley. Very, very pretty. It's tiny. It's a little tiny palette, and I think this retails, I was looking on Ulta, it's $9.99. So that's what it is on Ulta. So that's what it looks like. So here are the swatches. Y'all, I'm impressed with this. I'm really impressed with this little palette. I mean, I have not tried Revlon eyeshadows in a long time because the last times I tried them, I wasn't too impressed with them, but this formula seems different. The mattes are that silky, buttery sort of a texture to them. They're buildable but pigmented, easy to blend, easy to work with. The shimmery shades are pretty. I like to use them with a setting spray because that does kick them up a notch. So not the most intensely pigmented shimmery shades, but still very workable. And you can see them there. They're very, very pretty. And I'm just impressed with how the mattes worked. I like this collection of colors in this one. I really do like the shadows in this palette. Really the only negative that I would say about this is that these pans are difficult to get into. Just the shape of them and how tiny they are. It's a little bit difficult to get a brush down in there. So that's the only thing that I would really change about this is I wish that there were a different way of being able to get to the shadows a little bit better. But I'm impressed with this little palette. I'm super excited because now I feel like I want to try more from this line because I really, really like this one. And this palette is by Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Eyeshadow Sultry Nights palette. There was this one and one other one, so I picked this one. So this is what the packaging looks like. Kind of talks about the different sections and what kind of looks you can do with those shadows. So slightly bulky packaging, but it's totally fine. It's not that bulky. It does come with a little two-sided sponge tip applicator, so there is that. So here is the palette. So you do get some mattes in here, some shimmery shades in here, some down here that can be used as liners. So I have used this multiple times and I think it's workable. This was $15 at Walmart. So I think if this palette were less expensive, I would feel a little bit different about it. It is workable. When I've used it, I have liked the looks that I've been able to come up with on my eyes. But I find that I do have to build up the mattes quite a bit, but they are buildable. And the shimmery shades really, like some of them, where is it? This one right here, I mean, you really cannot even see it in a swatch, but I have used that one on my eyes multiple times. It is this one right here, and you kind of have to dig your brush the other direction to kind of get some product on your brush, and then I use it with a setting spray, and it was workable in that way, and it was really pretty on the eyes, actually. But you can see, I mean, it really does not show up in a swatch, like, at all, because it kind of gets a little bit of hard pan. So I find that I have to kind of, like, tweak and work with this palette to make it work. I do like to use the shimmery shades with a setting spray. They're very pretty with a setting spray. And the mattes do have to be built up, except for that one. That one's like, holy moly, that is really good. So there are some really good ones in here. This one's really good. This one's very workable and buildable. So this isn't all bad. I don't dislike this palette, but for $15, I just wish it performed a little bit better. I would change some things about it. Like I said, if this were less expensive, this were like, I don't know, $7 or something, I would probably feel differently about it. It is workable, but it does take quite a bit of tweaking. At least when I've played with it, I found that I have to tweak it quite a bit. A couple of new liners. So first off, let's talk about this one. Covergirl sent me this one. This is the Get In Line Active Liquid Liner. It says it combines a lightweight feel with intense black color for maximum impact. The longwear formula is sweatproof and waterproof to fit your active lifestyle. The brush tip applicator creates defined, precise lines. And it says on their little sheet, $9.50 for this. So it is a liquid liner. This is what it looks like. So it is that kind of brush tip applicator, which I find personally for me, I'm just not as skilled with these. I mean, these are very common. This is a good version of that. So it's just going to depend on, you know, do you like a brush tip liquid liner kind of situation? For me, this isn't my favorite type of a liner applicator. I'm doing a terrible swatch here. There you go. I mean, I guess you can see how thin it can go. So, I mean, if you're skilled at these kind of applicators, then this is a good one. I mean, it really does apply well, but I'm just not as skilled with these. So it is nice and intensely black. It was easy to apply, easy to go on. It didn't drag. It wasn't bleeding. It did wear very well. It was pigmented. So yeah, didn't burn my eyes or anything. So very nice little liquid liner. So if you're looking for a good liquid liner, I think this one seems to work really well. It's a good one if you like the brush tip sort of an applicator. And then Revlon sent me this one along with the eyeshadow through Octoly. So this is the Revlon COLORSTAY Dramatic Wear Liquid Eye Pen. It says COLORSTAY Sharp Line, Ultra Thin Tip. This is in Blackest Black. It says it provides a bold color that wears up to 24 hours. Flow-through pen allows for easy mess-free application and provides you control for effortless eye lining, transfer-proof, smudge-proof, waterproof, ophthalmologist tested. Yes, so there is the packaging on it. This is what I have on today. This is the liner that I'm wearing today. So this applicator is more like my comfort zone. It's kind of a felt tip, sort of an applicator. I wish it were slightly bendier, but it still totally works. For me personally, there's kind of like this fine line between a felt tip and a brush tip. I kind of want right in between where it's bendy, but not too bendy. Like, I don't want the full-on felt tip where it doesn't bend at all, but I don't want the brush tip where it's so bendy. I like in between. That's just a little FYI. So this is more towards the felt tip liner, but it does bend. So this is definitely getting towards my favorite sort of a liquid liner applicator. That was a tangent. So there it is in a swatch. It's nice and black and pigmented. Really, I would say very similar experience using it as the CoverGirl one, in that it's very nice and black, very pigmented, applied easily, didn't drag, wasn't feathering, didn't burn my eyes. All good things. Really good experience using it. I think it's a great liner. I'm excited about it. Seems like it just looks nice and inky and black. So yeah, another good liquid liner. So several options here. CoverGirl also sent me one of their new mascaras. I love CoverGirl mascara, so I was really excited to try this one. There's the Lash Blast Active Mascara. Says gives an instant boost of volume that can't be stopped, offering up to 24-hour wear that won't let you down. The formula won't flake or clump, so lashes look naturally beautiful all day. And it says $9.50 on their little card. So the reason, or one of the reasons that I always have loved CoverGirl mascaras is because it doesn't smudge on me. Most every mascara smudges up on my eyelids, sometimes down here, depending on, you know, which one it is. Most of them smudge on me. CoverGirl mascaras wear really well on me. So that's usually like one of my main favorite things about them. I think this would be the same situation, the longevity, but I just want to show you the applicator first. So it is a brush, or not a brush, it's a plastic sort of an applicator, and it's kind of like flat. It's more flat on one side than the other. So is that kind of a thing? So I think longevity, this would probably be the same experience. I really honed in on when I was reading their description when it says, so lashes look naturally beautiful all day. I think that's what this mascara is. It's very natural looking. It's not really giving the volume that I'm looking for in a mascara. I did have to go over it with the, I don't remember what it's called. The turquoise one from them. I don't remember what it's called. But that one is what I went over it with, just to give more volume, because I'm looking for a lot of volume, borderline clumpy sort of looking lashes. So I'm looking for like mega volume. This is very natural looking on the lashes. It kind of separates a lot, really doesn't give a ton of volume, does give length. So I think it's going to kind of depend on what you're looking for. I could see this being good for like if you're running to the gym or something, you want a long wearing mascara, but you don't want to look super made up. You just kind of want to define your lashes a little bit, but also have that longevity there. I think this mascara would work well for that situation, but this is not going to be the one that I grab for a lot just because I'm looking for a lot more volume than this gives. Something else I wanted to tell you about it. Oh, the applicator is, I've heard people describe other mascaras in this way, that the applicator is kind of scratchy on the eyes. I found that with this one a little bit. As I got kind of close to my lash line, it was a little bit scratchy. So it's not like it was painful or anything, but it was kind of like a little bit uncomfortable. So that's just a side note on it. And then all the other things that I have to share with you are all lip product goodies. So Almay has these new hashtag lip vibes lipsticks. Very much remind me of the Sephora lip stories. Is that what they're called? Lipsticks. So, you know, they have the kind of different designed packaging to them that kind of corresponds with the color of the lipstick. So that's really fun. So this looks very, very similar to that. You can see the color in the top. So I got the color 120 Go Wild, and it is a matte, cute little kind of like jungly looking packaging to it. It is kind of like a cardboardy sort of a packaging. So I picked the one that looked very nude, and I love that it said matte because I love a matte lipstick. I really, really like this. It is a beautiful nude, just kind of a peachy pinky nude. It's comfortable on the lips. It's a very comfortable matte. So if you like a matte lipstick, I think this is a nice comfortable one. I think the packaging is fun. Yeah, so I like these. I think they're a cute little idea. There were tons of different color options, and I love this particular color. NYX had some new lip products at Ulta, so I grabbed a couple of them, 2 of one thing and then 1 of this one. I kind of wondered how I would feel about this, but I was curious to try it. This is the Powder Puff Lippy Powder Lip Cream, and I got the shade Best Buds. So here is what the outside packaging looks like. So it is a tube situation, and then it is like a puffy, fluffy end applicator thing. So they had testers there, and I was kind of, you know, testing out the different testers to pick out a color. So I kind of do this to apply it and then kind of blend. This is interesting. It says powder lip cream. I don't know how I would even describe this. It's not really a powder. I mean, I guess really calling it a powder lip cream is sort of how it feels, because it's a little bit, it's a kind of moussey. It's kind of moussey is how I would describe it. But I picked this color because they had reds and darker colors, and I thought, man, how would you ever get precise application with this? Just the applicator and the nature of the formula. So that's why I kind of picked a more neutral color. We're just going everywhere with this. We're just gonna keep going. So I don't know how you would really get much precision with this, but I think this is okay. I think it's kind of something different, sort of something fun, but it doesn't really ever get super opaque. It looks a little bit dry on the lips. Maybe my lips were just super dry that day. It's just not the most flattering lip product on the lips. I think this color is pretty. It's kind of a rosy sort of a shade. So I don't know. I think it's kind of something fun and different, but it's not going to be something that I reach for often. I'm not going to go get more colors of this just because it's sort of a little bit different. And then I thought these guys sounded fun. These are the NYX Candy Slick Glowy Lip Colors. So I got 2 different shades. What shades did I get? This one is Cream Bee. That is such a cute name. And then this one is Sugar Coated Kiss. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. I wanted to read the description. So it says 12 juicy tones from Haute Red to Turquoise and Pop and Purple for a hint of guiltless shine. Super fluid, sweetly scented lippy glosses. Offer full coverage, color, radiant finish, doesn't feel dry, and delivers a luscious look that's all glowy goodness. So basically a glowy sort of a gloss. So let me swatch these for you. So I've worn these multiple times. This is a flat on both sides, kind of tinier doe foot applicator sort of a deal. So the first color, this Sugar Coated Kiss, is a pretty peachy nude sort of a color. And then Queen Bee, what was it? Cream Bee is kind of more of a taupey, cool toned pink kind of a shade. I picked the 2 lighter ones just because I thought I love just a neutral glossy lip. These smell yummy. They smell a little bit plasticky, but kind of sweet. So I do like the scent of them. These colors are beautiful. These do feel a little bit, I wouldn't say tacky or sticky, but a little bit heavy on the lips. They're a thicker sort of a gloss, but they're super pigmented. So they're a little bit thicker, but I think still comfortable on the lips and very pretty, very opaque in color. Not the longest long wearing, not the longest wearing glosses, but for how they are a gloss, they do stick around for a little bit of time on the lips, and they look pretty and glossy. I like the scent of them. I think they're fun. And these guys are really a surprise favorite. So Revlon sent me these through Octoly for review on Instagram, but again, I wanted to include them in this video and share my thoughts here. So these are the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Mousse. Says Hyper Matte Intense. No, Hyper Matte Matte Intense. I think that's a different language. Okay. So they sent me 5 different colors. I'll show you the swatches in a second. Says a velvety matte high definition color with a creamy whipped mousse texture for a lightweight moisturizing feel. Indulge your lips in the latest ultra matte finish without drying, flaking, or an uncomfortable feel. And then it kind of like talks more about the different features of it. Glides on effortlessly for a super smooth extreme matte finish. Whipped texture, feels creamy and delivers high impact comfortable color. Plush applicator design ensures extreme precision. 100% wax-free gel technology provides vivid color and smooth application. Okay, so this is what the outside packaging looks like. It has a little kind of a click closure, so I do really like that. The applicator on it is kind of like like a doe foot, but I don't know, sort of like a little, like a bird claw. It's kind of what it looks like to me. Like it has the little like claw curve to it. So a little bit of a claw foot applicator situation there. Okay, so the different colors that they sent me. First off is this one. Where are the color names? Okay, so this first one right here is Dusty Rose. The next one, the kind of taupey color, is Death Valley. Ooh, very intense. This next one is Sunset. That one is Sunset. This kind of deeper berry is Crimson Sky. And then this one is the one that I'm wearing today. And that one is Spice. Spice. So when I first read and heard about these, and I heard matte lip mousse and then hyper matte. Hyper matte is kind of what scared me about these. I thought that they were going to be just super duper matte, uncomfortably matte. These are really, really nice. I'm a big fan of these. So they're a lip mousse. That's how they feel on the lips. They really do have a little bit of movement and give to them. So they don't ever really fully set down. So they do have a little bit of transfer, but I like that in a lip product because it just makes them more comfortable. So these are very comfortable on the lips. I don't think that they look overly matte or drying on the lips. I just find them really comfortable, pigmented, a good sort of a formula, a different sort of a formula in that it's that kind of moussey sort of a formula, but I'm just a big fan of them. I really like all these colors. Love this one, so pretty, and I'm a big fan of this one as well. I think that's very pretty on the lips. On my lips, it looks a little bit more kind of reddy, spicy. Big fan of these. Okay, and then last thing I have to share with you are these lip products from L'Oreal. These are the Rouge Signature Lightweight Matte Colored Inks. I liked the first one that I tried so much that I went back and got a couple more. Really, really like these. It says delivers intense pigment with a weightless bare lip sensation. I don't really want to read all this stuff. Lightweight, comfortable, non-drying formula, flexible color that moves with your lips, lightweight matte lip ink, a satin feel with the color impact of a liquid lipstick. So the first one that I got was I Rule. Then I got this one. I do think that this one, this is not what I was expecting to buy. I wasn't expecting to buy a super bright fuchsia pink. I thought I was buying a pinky red. So I think this one is like a little bit deceiving because it totally does not look like what it does in the container. At least not to me. I mean, maybe in certain lights it looks more like a brighter pink, but still more like a red. So anyway, it's a super bright pink. This one is, I can't see that, I Represent. And then the last one, this red one, is I Don't. So it's kind of an orangey, sort of a classic red, kind of an orangey classic red. Okay, so there are the colors. Let me show you the applicator on it. It does have a clicky closure, like that about it. This is what the packaging looks like. The applicator is a kind of angled doe foot applicator with a little bit of a reservoir in it. So that's what it looks like. I feel like that one is super bent. Let me look at the other one. I don't feel like the other one is quite as bent. Oh no, they're all very bent. Okay. I guess I hadn't really like mentally absorbed that information. So a very bent doe foot applicator. Okay, so normally I am not a big fan of stains or lip inks or anything like that, but I love these. I love them. They are very long wearing. They are staining on the lips, but I feel like the fade of them is very even on them, so they end up being a low maintenance sort of a lip product. But if you don't like a stain, if you don't like your lips to be stained, these would not be for you. But if you don't mind that, if you like that, if you're looking for longevity and comfort, definitely I think you would like these. They do have that lightweight feel. They kind of remind me of the YSL lip stains in that they kind of go on sort of liquidy feeling, but then they set down and then they stain your lips, but then they're not uncomfortable, they're not drying. Just great. Really a big fan of these. I like them a lot. And there you go. My hand is totally stained from the few minutes that I had those on my hand. So they are definitely super long wearing and definitely stain your lips. So, okay, so those are all the goodies I had to share with you in this video today. So I hope that you really enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful for you. Please hit a thumbs up if it was. Let me know down below what you've tried out at the drugstore recently. What are some of your new favorites that you found? Let me know that down below. Ask any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!